Hey guys, MWRix here, and today I'm coming back at you with another mock video, and we're actually going to have a small little mock series, much like the Naboo base. This time, as you guys can probably tell, we're actually going to be using the Lion Knights minifigures from the recent 10305 Lion Knights castle that they made for the 90th anniversary of, I believe, the LEGO castle line. Essentially, we're going to be making a small little outpost built in the ruins of a small castle. We're going to have maybe like a field of flowers or plants over here. This was just kind of a rough draft, essentially. And then we're going to have a tree right here. And actually, the tree that I have right here, if you guys can see it, if I can get it unstuck from the spear, this is actually the tree designed by, I believe, Edge of Brick. He has instructions on Rebrickable, and I used his instructions for this tree essentially as a basis or a starting point. I think that most of what has been built so far is based on his instructions, but I'm starting to deviate a little bit now because I don't have all the parts. And because I wanted it to look a little bit different. But essentially, as you can see right now, what we have finished are, I have most of my minifigures. I have this short little path right here, as you guys can see, that's kind of heading into the little outpost. We have kind of our officer right here, and I actually decided that I was gonna use the head from Agent Callus, that Star Wars minifigure, because I think that I have like 8 Agent Calluses now, so I thought that maybe I should use one of his heads for something. I know many of you will probably wonder what the heck is this person doing with no arms, and so actually right here I'm gonna have them holding a flag. And I didn't want to use sticky tack for this mock, which I know a lot of people do to make minifigures hold flags and other things like that. But what I thought that I could do for this was just use a jumper plate below the minifigure, essentially. So I'm just going to use a jumper plate in front of wherever this guy is, and then it'll look like, see, it'll look like he's holding the flag. I thought that was a pretty good solution, and you know, I feel like it ended up pretty well. I'm actually very, very satisfied with how these first 2 ruins over here came out. I think that they actually came out pretty well. I think that, of course, I need to just do a little bit more work on the ground back here, and then of course I need to cover up all of this other ground with dirt and such, but it's actually coming along. This series will probably only be, you know, my guess is 3 parts long, just because it's a small mock that I'm just trying to make for fun. It's not some super long series that I think needs to be extended out, but I do want this to be kind of the first series of many for these Lion Knights. I have a bunch of these guys. As I've mentioned previously, I am army building them. I think that I have about 100 of these Lion Knights, you know, kind of like these regular infantry or regular knight torsos. I think that right now my decision is, I don't really know whether I want to make these Lion Knights be essentially like knights. So I don't know whether I want all of these guys to be nobles, because they have, you know, this special print, and then maybe I could get some other minifigures that could be like the peasants who are within all of the nobles' armies. I thought that maybe could be a cool option because, of course, you know, old medieval armies didn't necessarily have everybody wearing like the coat of arms and specific colors that were related to who they served. They actually oftentimes employed a large number of peasants who employed a large number of colors in their uniforms. So I thought that might be a cool option. As I mentioned, this front part isn't exactly finished. It's kind of just like a rough draft right here. I actually had to pillage a bunch of these leaves on the top for the leaves on this guy right here. So that's why this is relatively barren, but this will be, I think, a grassy section first. I think the one big change that I'm considering right now is raising these sides of the stone road to be a brick high as opposed to a plate high. I think that maybe offsetting them a little bit more would be nicer, but you know, I'm not entirely sure whether that's the plan. But other than that, I don't really think that there's much else to add for this first video. If you guys want to see more videos like these, where I'm building Lion Knights mocks, or I'm just building castle-related mocks in general, please, watch this video, comment, leave some feedback, leave some suggestions, because that really, helps keep motivating me to keep making content like this. And definitely share it with friends and such, because, of course, higher views means, at least to me, that you guys are enjoying it more and that there's a wider audience who might be interested in seeing stuff like this. So I'm hopeful that this series will not be the only Lion Knights mock series. I find that unlikely, but in the 0.001% chance it is, maybe it will be the only thing. But I guess that's all for now. So as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do the normal stuff, and I will catch you next time.